Okay, are you drawn to certain people and why, especially when it comes to leadership? So, Wharton Business School studied why some people attract others so much and why other people don't. Now, I know you're going to say charisma. Does it come down to charisma? Some people just have it and some people don't. They say it's more than that. Okay? If you speak with certainty, people will listen. And there's something about leaders of these companies that they looked at, and every single one of them, whether they knew what they were talking about or not, they spoke like they did. It's kind of that fake it till you make it mentality.
Totally.
Okay, so they observe these characteristics. When you look at these startup founders, when you look at these gurus, when you look at these leaders, they're charismatic, but they have more than that in common. No matter what, they don't hedge their words. They don't say, I think that. They know that.
Confidence really is everything.
Right?
And I think the older I get and the more I observe, I do pick up on that. Anybody, as long as they're confident, I mean, as long as you're walking into the room like you are supposed to be there or you own the place, you could sell anyone on just about anything.
I love it. The author says, ditch the hedges. Don't hedge in conversation. Don't hedge when you speak. Say it and mean it. This is interesting. Is more persuasive than was. Using the present tense rather than the past tense makes you sound stronger.
Maybe that's why in news we're always in the present tense.
In the present tense,
It's
right?
authoritative, it's confident.
So when you do your resume, think about that. I was this. Try to change it into the present tense because you still have those skills.
Yeah.
When you're speaking, change what you say into your present tense and see if it works. The Wharton School of Business says it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. I like the fake it till you make it, though. I'm a big believer in that. It really does help to pretend, to smile, to do all of those things on the outside. And pretty soon, I think the inside catches up.
It does. Walk in like you own the place.
Yeah.
That little tweak, does a lot. Just a little shift.
It does. Okay, so let's stay with that theme and talk about maybe how to get there. How do you get more courageous? Let me give you some little tweaks that you can implement at any time. Let yourself be vulnerable is the very first one. So people get nervous, right? They fear this. They're afraid to let another person maybe know those deep feelings and thoughts, but it's important for our health and well-being. People will like you more for doing this, and it will be easier to communicate.
I think part of that is being real.
Yes.
Right? You respect someone who says, this is hard for me. It's okay to say it's hard for you.
We like authenticity too. Within that confidence, we still like to be relatable.
Just do it in the present tense.
Yep. How about this? Admit your fears. So admitting your fears to yourself or another person you trust is one of those first steps in becoming courageous. Face your fears head on. So in order to live with more courage, you have to be willing to notice a fear you might have. So maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's talking to a stranger, and how do you start to step out of your comfort zone?
So mine is spiders, and last night,
Oh no.
no, I'm facing it. I'm being honest about it. Kate comes down, well, she didn't come downstairs, she screamed mom, that blood-curdling mom scream, and I run upstairs thinking like, what on earth is happening? She says there's a brown recluse. So I'm
It's always a brown recluse.
It's a brown
It's
recluse,
always,
like
yes.
she can identify that spider anyway. So I'm thinking it's this big. I don't like spiders, but I'm a warrior. I'm ready for battle.
Yeah.
It is literally like this big crawling on her blind. Like it's this big. And so it's one of those things where you like make them so huge, but when you tackle your fears, they're not as big as they might seem.
And so you came in and saved the day. You removed the brown recluse.
Yes, but if you miss something like that, I mean, who knows where it goes next? You got to get it. You've got one shot.
Oh, you do.
You're right. When you think about spiders, we're taking a left-hand turn, but
We
I
are,
think they're
sorry.
coming out. They're everywhere.
Spider season?
Yes.
That's
in
what I
the
said.
garage.
Aren't you sleeping in the snow right now? No, apparently not.
No.
Wait, they
they're
shouldn't be
waking
out
up.
and about just
They're
yet. You know,
awake.
I used to feel like you about spiders until I became a boy mom, and now
just
I'm
have
the
to-
only one to do
You
it.
embrace
So
the
have to
spiders.
I got to do it. Okay, a couple more. Keep a positive mindset. Start small with positive thoughts and incorporate more positive affirmations in your life and see what happens, how your life changes. Engage in stress-reducing methods, of course, especially when you are feeling stuck in life or unable to think due to that stress and energy that's holding you back. Demonstrate courage in your daily life. Again, you can fake that until you believe it. Address your failure and push through it. That's a huge one. Learn to cope with uncertainties and keep pushing yourself to learn.
I know we talk a lot about anxiety and stress on the show, but if you talk to your friends, if you talk to your family, I think people are dealing with it more than they ever have before. So it's like you seek out these articles because it's what we're all, and we all have our moments of this.
Yeah.
So what can we do about it?
And I think you find that more people than not have their moments of that and their issues with us, and that's it, and that's unifying.
And that list reminds me of Todd Sylvester yesterday. What you seek, you give. And so if you're fearing, you talk about it. You're vulnerable. There's nothing more courageous than being vulnerable and sharing your fears. So if you want more courage, then you give it out.
I love when he said that.
Yeah.
If you want happiness in your life, you have to exude it. If you
to
want
give it up.
joy, you have to give it.
Yeah.
And if you say you don't have it to give, find it.
Yeah, and then you
Right?
attract that.